First things first, Lewis.
Yeah, listen.
How are you?
I'm very well. It's been a chill day today, so it's been. There's not been much I had to do or anything like that, so it's been good. I'm very well. Yeah.
That's very good to hear.
Yeah, thank you.
So before we get into the music, I'd like to jump back to the beginning a little bit. You started guitar, I think, when you were 9, or very early. What got you into music?
I think my older brother was always playing in bands and stuff, and he actually started. He's 6 years older than I am, so he actually started when he was 15, I think, and I was 9. So music had always been a big thing in the house, just because my parents, we used to do these long drives from Glasgow to France to go on caravan holidays, which was strange, just because planes exist, so why did we drive to France to do it? But not like we didn't even bring our own caravan, we just used one that was there, so it doesn't make any sense. But
we used to do that.
Yeah, totally. So we used to drive down, and my mum and dad would always play like Fleetwood Mac, Queen, Genesis. My mum was a big Adam and Ant fan and stuff. So so it was all these different things, and they kind of got us into it. And when my brother started playing music, it was like, okay, I want to do that as well. It wasn't like a sibling rivalry thing, or it wasn't like a looking up to him thing. It was just because I was 9 and I was like, what, if he's getting something, I want something, do you know what I mean? So he was doing guitar lessons and he started doing it. And I kind of credit that and him with for being the reason I started so early, just because he was doing it and he just happened to be 6 years older than I am. And so it was all through that. And that was how it started.
Does he still play?
He still plays. He doesn't play. I don't think he plays as many gigs or stuff like that. But I think he still. I got him a guitar for his Christmas, so I fucking hope he still plays.
But I remember reading that you went to bars and played gigs from a very early age as well. So what was that? Well, you like music. You think, okay, I want to do something with this. How was that step to go into that environment that is not necessarily suited for somebody who's 12 years old? Or 22?
It was weird, just because for me gigging was always something that I thought, right, okay, I want to play music. And that entails playing live. Like that's the thing we need to do. So it was never like, oh, I should start. I have to play live now. It was always like, okay, I'm picking up a guitar and I'm singing and I'm writing songs because I want to play them live. So it wasn't really like an overly daunting thing. I don't even think I thought about it that much. Do you know what I mean? Just because I was so young, it was just like, okay, my brother's playing gigs, so that's what you do. You play guitar and you sing, and if you do that, you play gigs. It didn't even occur to me that people just played guitar and sang just for their own amusement in their bedrooms. Do you know what I mean? That never occurred to me. It was always, I'm picking up a guitar because I think playing live is something that I would enjoy doing. Do you know what I mean? And it's a strange one, just because I don't think I would have picked up a guitar to do it if it was just in my room.
Because we'll get to that then in a second, but what I find interesting then, was it immediately your own songs, and what was that part of it? You're not playing somebody else's song, you're writing your own?
Totally, yeah, and I remember I used to write songs when I was like 4, 5 years old. No, 4 through to 8 maybe, I think. And any one of those ages, I don't know when I started, but it used to be just little stupid like things in a notebook or whatever like that, like terrible songs, obviously. But it was always like, just no music or anything like that. I just would sing the lyrics and like a thing. I think it was more towards being 8. 4 was not a thing. I was still shitting my pants before it. But but I think I always started writing like that, and for me it was a case of it was, I don't know, I played covers. I definitely played covers, but I always thought, right, I'm going to write my own stuff. So it was from the get-go I was trying to write my own songs, just because. Again, I saw everything as a means for playing live, and I thought, right, if I want to go play gigs, I can't play covers at these gigs. I have to play my own songs. So it was like, I don't know why I had that in my head. I think it may have been my brother, because he was playing, and he was more rock music based. So he was just playing his own songs, and I was like, okay, that's just what you do then. You just write your songs and you play them live. And again, everything was a means to playing live, and even still is. Like I only really write songs so that I can go and play them live. Like playing live is my favourite thing about it. So yeah, that's okay.
did you take to it immediately then? Because I can imagine. I mean, I can want to write a song and sing, but I don't have a voice. So did you know you could do it?
I think I had a hunch. I don't know. Like even like I was very. Like I didn't even know if I was very good, but I just liked doing it, and I think I operate under that exact same pretense today. I don't know if I'm actually any good, but I like doing it. And seeing people's reaction, I'll go, well, if they're reacting well to this, do you know what I mean? Like, because you don't know. Like, you could think, you could write the best song in the world by accident. Do you know what I mean? And I think that has probably happened at some point. And you could also be someone who's consistently writing amazing songs, and then just one day you wake up and you never write another good song in your life. And I think it's you never really know if you're doing a good job, or you don't know if you're thinking. And I think, at that age, I was the same.
But especially now then, because you've been, last year has been quite a year for you, because you've all these kinds of awards now. You've been nominated for the Critics' Choice Award, Brit Award. You don't even have an album out, so that must tell you something.
Yeah, and that's it, and that's you only really know because of those things. I mean, not necessarily the award stuff. Like that's lovely and that's amazing, but that's obviously not the validation or anything like that. The validation comes from people paying for a ticket to see your gig. For me, anyway, I think that's in itself the biggest, award or reward that you could have. The fact that someone, or like even in tonight's case, like such a big room, that many people saying, we like your music, are new enough to give you this money to sing us the songs that you've written. That for me that's the validation where it comes from. And I think it's even now you're still a bit like I'm writing all this and I'm like, all the songs that have come out, I'm like, okay, well, people must have liked that, that's good, cool. But I'm writing songs for me essentially, and then I don't really know if they're any good until they go out and people say, because again, you could think you're writing the best song in the world, and it happens a lot of times as well. Like some of my favourite songs have performed the least well, I suppose. So it's like you don't know, and it's just like my first single, Bruises, was a song that me and my managers never ever thought would be a big song at all. It was just, right, we'll put this song out to give people okay, this is what I sound like, and that's why it's so stripped back, and that's why it's so bare. And it just, people were like, it just kind of went mental, online at least. And so that's like, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I tried to do like the bigger stuff, and it doesn't do as well. And they're like, this is the stuff we love. It's like and it's always the ones that you don't think are the best ones people love. So it's mental.
That's very interesting. But I read something which is quite interesting then as well, because you mentioned kind of the stripped back nature of that particular song.
Yeah.
But what you like yourself is for a song to be able to strip down a song to its bones, and
totally.
That's what makes a good song.
I think if you strip a song back and it's bad, like because it's missing all the kind of bells and whistles of the production and stuff, then it's not a good song. It's a good production. Do you know what I mean? I think and don't get me wrong, a good production can make a song sound amazing and sound huge and become a big thing. But I think if you can't strip a song back to piano and vocal or guitar and vocal and have it sound amazing, it's kind of like, what's the point? I mean, at least in terms of pop music. I know like stuff like, I mean, even like hip hop though, it's like, if you can't bring the song back to like a very simple beat and just have the lyrics, it's like, it's not a good song. Do you know what I mean? Not a good song, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but as a song, lyrics and melody, if you can't strip it back and have it just sound still just as good, I don't think it's necessarily a good thing.
Right, but with that in mind then, and then what we talked about before, what have you noticed, what are the moments that you are very creative, very when you write a lot? What kind of mood are you in?
It's usually, I'm quite nocturnal in terms of my writing, so at night always, and that's a shame because most sessions that you go into the studio, or that's why I kind of like starting, at least I like writing myself the best, and then bringing something. If I'm writing with someone, I usually wouldn't, like I prefer bringing in a song and going, this is where I am with this, what would you think about this, if I'm writing with someone else. But I think for me, at night, it's always like anywhere between 1 a.m. and 5 in the morning, I just seem to be like so into doing it. And I think it's just because everyone's asleep. You don't have any distractions. Like your phone's boring because everyone's sleeping. Like like there's nothing good on TV. I mean, you could watch Netflix and all that, but it's just not. It doesn't entice me at all. I'd probably fall asleep, and I'm just like, oh, I've got all this stuff. I've got all this energy, and everyone's sleeping. I'll channel it into music and stuff, and yeah, definitely at night. It's weird.
Is there then a reason why, at least with the this is somebody else, with the last EP, that there's a lot about relationships and that kind of stuff. And I heard you say that it's not always you; it's just people you hear talking around you.
Yeah, totally.
Is it those moments late at night when you start going through your mind about previous relationships?
Totally, yeah. And it's the thing, it's like overthinking at night. You do. I think everyone does it, where you just lie in your bed and your mind just goes and you start thinking about stuff that you did years ago that you're embarrassed about, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Do you know what I mean? And I think, yeah, at night, and especially like a Sunday night, I get really sad for no reason, like just melancholic for absolutely no reason. And I think it's a good thing. It's not like I think it's a very good thing to be sad sometimes. And I think, yeah, at night, for some reason, I just get very, I get very more, I'd say I'm more emotionally
vulnerable in a way?
Vulnerable or like aware of like how I'm feeling. Do you know what I mean? Because there's not distractions or anything. I think at night, when everyone's sleeping and that, I'm like, okay, so I'm feeling like this today. I think, and I think that translates for good songwriting. And yeah, I think for me, it just so happens that when it gets to about 1 a.m. and stuff when I should be sleeping, I do just kind of get a bit sad and start thinking about all these things. But it's a good thing, and it makes for, I hope, good songs.